Okay, so I am like 10 photos into this roll of Phoenix 2, and I'm getting what I lovingly refer to as the Phoenix anxiety. And that is when you've taken a bunch of photos that you really like the composition of, and you're just kind of worried that there might not be any photos there because Phoenix is notoriously, or Phoenix 1 was anyway, notoriously unpredictable. And I'm really hoping that these photos exist because there's some cool ones. There's some cool ones today. I think I might have actually taken a good photo. How bizarre. I feel like I have been low-key putting this off. Today is the day. This right here is a roll of Phoenix 2 film. I've actually had this roll of film since release day, which was like a year ago, I think, at least. I also have this roll of 120 as well, which honestly, I'm kind of more excited about the 120, but I'm going to shoot the 35 first because I've shot Phoenix 1 at 35, so it makes sense to shoot Phoenix 2 at 35 first. Anyway, I digress. We're going to shoot Phoenix 2 today because I'm looking out the office window right now. We're having a very rare sunny day in the UK. There's actual blue skies outside. It's honestly quite strange to see. So I'm going to take this roll of Phoenix 2 and give it a spin. Now, the thing with the Phoenix films is I love what Harman are doing. I think it's sick that they're making film. I got to the point though where I was shooting Phoenix 1. I felt like it was unpredictable, but not in like the fun film photography unpredictable way. It was more unpredictable in the sense of like, is there going to be a photo here or not sort of way. We have the Minolta Dynax 7, absolute beast of a camera. Now, one of the things I love about this camera is it has an amazing light meter. You've also got so much control over everything with this camera. Like, it has a screen, multiple focus points. You can roll them around the screen like you can on like a mirrorless camera. Bonkers. So this feels like my best option for coming away with photos today. Now, straight off the rip, I've done some Googling. I've looked at some photos that other people have taken with Phoenix 2, and I've decided I'm going to ignore the box speed straight away. We're going to shoot this at 100, and that feels like step one of getting a photo out of this roll of film. So let's see how we go, and then once you and I have both looked at the photos, we'll have a chat about this film stock and whether I'm going to shoot it again or not, and it might help you decide if you want to pick up a roll yourself. So with that being said, let's get the on with it, shall we? There's a fly in here, and it is so loud. It is genuinely Genuinely ruining my day. If I catch you, mate, you best believe I'm going to put you outside so aggressively. Anyone else not have it in them to squish anything? I have to put it outside. I look at it and I'm like, look at this little insect. He's utterly harmless. And what is the life of a housefly? Like 24 hours? You've got 24 hours to nip about. Who am I to cut that short? But I will bounce the security the shit out of you and you will go outside. Anyway, Phoenix 2. So I will be totally real with you. I opened the scans and I was just like, oh my god, this is exactly what I wanted Phoenix 1 to be. I was genuinely so impressed. These look sick. Like, all the weird color stuff looks good. Like, it looks like it's got that whole expired film aesthetic thing going on. There's some really nice halation in these photos as well. Like, it's not taking over the photos, but some of it looks really, really nice. One of the things with Phoenix 1 was it had that sort of, everything looked really soft. Even when you like nailed focus, I found that sometimes it looked a little soft. There is like actual dynamic range here as well. And just in case you're thinking of shooting this yourself, I shot all of these at 100 and then developed for box speed as though it was 200. So it's just throwing extra light in. I did also overexpose most of these photos. Again, in camera, I was just feeding light onto the film. I was metering for shadows and then allowing even more light in. And some of these are still looking kind of underexposed. But the photos like these of the boat that seem sort of underexposed, I think it adds to the vibe, to be fair. So we'll give it a pass. I think what's really cool about Phoenix 2 compared to Phoenix 1 is that it looks experimental, but it feels less experimental in use, if that makes sense. The next time I shoot Phoenix 2, I'm not going to be questioning whether there'll be photos at all. I'll just be wondering how weird they're gonna look, which is fine. I'm totally cool with that. It definitely feels better. Like, I feel like I could use this and be reasonably confident that I'm going to get some photos out of it. And that brings us quite nicely onto what I think is going to be the big problem for Phoenix 2, and that is just getting people to buy it who've tried Phoenix 1 and not liked it, because these are like night and day comparisons. I feel like Phoenix 2 is in like an entirely different league to Phoenix 1. Like, Herman have done some wizardry behind the scenes with this film, and it just behaves in a much more enjoyable way. So I, for one, will be buying a bunch more rolls of this. I think this would look sick for like live music stuff. I think that's a given. Get some stage lights going on and stuff. Let all them colors get super crazy. I could also see this being kind of cool for like really, really late at night at a particularly lively wedding, if you know what I mean. Like, it would have to be the right vibe, but this could be sick. You know, you've got a band playing like pop punk versions of like bangers from the 80s, Human Pyramids, all that sort of stuff. This film could look sick. There are a few scenarios where I think I'm going to try this out through the rest of the year, but overall I am so impressed with this. I wonder how many people are going to skip this film because they tried Phoenix 1 and didn't like it. Because I'll be honest, like, I've had this roll of Phoenix 2 for almost a year. A big part of why I shot Phoenix 2 was so I could make this YouTube video. If I wasn't making this YouTube video, I might have passed on it. But with that being said, we do have the roll of 120 to get through as well, so I'm not going to shoot that in this video. That will get its own video. I've got a pretty hectic couple of weeks with like work stuff now. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm a full-time photographer and videographer, so there's only so much I can physically edit in like one day. So yeah, I'll probably get around to shooting this in the next month or so, I think. So if you're interested in that, then do feel free to stick around. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, consider subscribing to the channel, all that sort of stuff. Subscribe to the, I was so fast subscribing to the channel, so fast. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. My name's Rob. I talk about film photography a lot, old cameras, old camcorders, all that cool sort of stuff. So if you're into any of that, do feel free to stick around. Come and say hello in the comments. Have you shot Phoenix 2? Are you going to shoot Phoenix 2? Or are you putting it off like I did for like a year? Because I wasn't really expecting to like it, yet here we are. I really do like this film. What a curveball. Wasn't expecting that. But anyway, thank you for being here. I appreciate you checking out the video. I hope you are well. I hope your family is well. But most importantly, I hope your dog is well. Please do provide your pooch with a little scratch behind the ears from me, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Peace.